We are, I think we're live. And so little impromptu session today where we're going to do some troubleshooting of a new buyer lead on demand campaign with StreetText. And I'll give you the backstory as to why, some context as to why we're providing this content and why it will be, I think, will be valuable for you, give you some ideas and so forth. But before we do that, some housekeeping items, which I always need to do on these live sessions. Number one, if you can hear me and see me and you're interested in this topic, right? Learning how to troubleshoot and optimize lead campaigns, lead generation campaigns, whether it's with StreetText or any platform for that matter, I think you're going to get some good and useful takeaways. And if you're interested in that, do me a huge favor and like the video wherever it's showing up in your feed on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, do me a huge favor. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Smash the bell so you're notified of new live sessions. And on LinkedIn, you can hit the like button or the light bulb emoji. I would appreciate that. Number two, housekeeping item. We're going to be using and talking about and demonstrating how to use StreetText, which is, in my opinion and experience, the best, easiest, most effective and efficient platform for creating Facebook and Instagram lead generation campaigns for buyers, sellers, and your existing listings. You can get a free trial at the link in the description above or below this video. It's growwithjosh.com/ST. When you do that, be sure to reach out to me and ask for the bonus resources that I put together, one of which is a full training program on how you can use the platform to generate seller leads for free. We've been doing that for months now in my organization. My main man, Mike, who's on here in the background, has been using that, and we've been generating, literally, we generate 1 to 2 seller leads for free per day following that. So check that out and start your trial, reach out and get going. Use the platform. The last thing I'll mention, I'll tie this all together. The reason or what prompted this live session was a conversation on the daily huddle that I do with my organization. For those of you who don't know, I'm with EXP. I am actively selling real estate in my local market. I'm also actively building an organization, one that is just growing like a wildfire. And more than that, is an organization that is doing a lot of business, that is selling a lot of real estate and closing a lot of transactions. Anyway, Monday through Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, I do a daily huddle for my organization. And Hillary, who's also on here, mentioned that we, actually, even more context or backstory. Hillary had reached out a couple of weeks ago with an idea for a lead generation campaign and a pipeline to build a new pillar or source of business. And there were a couple of different reasons why. One of which to be a source of a recruiting opportunity. Because let's face it, if we've got a pipeline of business that we need help servicing, that is a great opportunity to grow an organization, to recruit and bring on other agents. So anyway, she reaches out and we start building out this pipeline, which we'll dig into here today as part of the troubleshooting. We built all of that out and the ads went live, but it's kind of been crickets. We're spending money, but we're not generating the kind of lead flow that we should be. So that is what prompted this live session. And we're going to dig in and fix it, or at least try to try a couple of different things to fix it. And then maybe tomorrow, maybe early next week, we'll come back on for a part 2 and share what happened, right? Did it work? Did the things that we decided to kind of play with and troubleshoot work and get us the kind of lead flow that we should be getting? So here was the idea. I'm going to start sharing my screen here. Here was the idea that Hillary had reached out with. She wanted to build a campaign around Home Partners of America. If you don't know what Home Partners of America is, it is a, I guess you'd call it a platform where qualified applicants, buyers who are approved by their, by their system, they will actually buy a house on that buyer's behalf. And it's a pretty cool platform, and it's not available in every area. But to piggyback on that, we actually we have several folks in our organization that will put together those kind of transactions as well on top of this Home Partners of America concept. But what we're, at the heart of it is this Home Partners of America and building a pipeline of business using the unique offer that we're able to make with them. Okay, so here was attempt version 1.0 to generate some lead flow. Okay, the headline here is, are you close to being able to buy a home but aren't quite there, ? And then down here we have a new path to home ownership. And unfortunately, this version hasn't been working. So what we're going to do is we're going to create some new variations and see what works. And so, Hillary, I should have had this conversation, at least part of this conversation, previously with you. But what are you, if we were to do a 24 to 48 hour test, should we do 1 3-ad split test, or are you open to doing 2 3-ad split tests?
2, absolutely 2.
2. Okay, so one of StreetText's recommended best practices anytime you launch a new campaign is to create 3 of the same ads, or what they call a 3-ad split test. And I'll actually stop sharing for a minute and then we'll go back to that. The logic being the way Facebook works is each one of those ads is going to be put in front of a different audience bubble within the larger audience bubble. And what happens is usually is 1 or 2 out of the 3 campaigns will find let's call it a sweet spot or a honey hole, where those 1 or 2 will perform considerably better than the other 1 or 2. And so they recommend doing that for a 24 to 72 hour period to just kind of find where those opportunities lie. And you don't have to let all 3 run, right? It's about creating them and then coming back and checking in. And that's why we're going to do a part 2 of this. Is we'll do some of this, and then we'll come back and see what happened and sort of report back how it worked and what worked and didn't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to the StreetText platform, which again, get a free trial, growwithjosh.com/ST, growwithjosh.com/ST. And one of the many reasons why I love the platform so much is it is incredibly easy to launch a new campaign. So let's go ahead and we're going to create a new ad. And we've got all of these templates that we can choose from. Okay. So what we will do is, I'm just going to double check here. I want to check something. Custom lead ad, custom listing lead ad. And by the by, many of their out of the box templates work just great, but we're doing something a little unique and different here. So we're going to start with a custom lead ad. We're going to select custom lead ad, and the body, we're going to use the same body. Mike, do we have any? Can you drop in the chat? I think there's some additional recommended text from Home Partners of America, because we might want to play around with some different things here. So we're gonna use the same thing. We're not going to change too many different things, because if you change too many things, at once, then you don't know what the problem was in the first place. So actually, now that I'm talking through this, all we're going to do is we're going to use that and a new path to home ownership, because oftentimes the easiest, lowest hanging fruit, let's say, as far as what to test, is simply using a different image. So what we used here is the outside of a property. What we're going to do instead is we're going to take one of their best practices and put a new wrinkle on it. We're going to hope to do that anyway. So I'm going to go over to Home Partners of America, Colorado Springs. And what I'm going to do is, I wonder, can I play with these settings at all? Well, you know what? I don't even care, because we're just testing something new. What we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of this map with all of these different little house icons, because one of the consistently top producing types of or images with StreetText is map type images of the map of the area that we're targeting. But you know what I'm going to do? Actually, I think that's just a little bit too cluttered here. So let's do, I'm going to just use some filtering here to see if we can filter it down a little bit to where it's still going to show those icons, but not quite that many. So let's do 300 plus. What does that do to us? It's still a lot. Let's do 450 plus. Now we're getting, and you know what? I'm going to do a little bit more because I want the name Colorado Springs. See how you can see Colorado Springs? I want that to be able to shine through, and for that to be able, for the person seeing the ad can tell, okay, this is Colorado Springs. Okay. So I'm going to take that. I took a little snapshot. We're going to upload a file. Okay, so, oh, that's the wrong one. That's the first one I took. So let's X that out. It just wasn't showing up quite yet. That's the one where it's not quite so many. Click next. Oh boy, Mike, I didn't think of this. Can you send me this, Mike, in the chat? Oh, you know what? Mike, you're the bomb. Can you grant me access? And I'm sure that'll happen in a second. Which, by the way, so all of this, one of the reasons why I want to do this is to illustrate some of the level of support, coaching, training, mentorship we offer people in my organization. And if that's something that you would be interested in having a discussion around and having access to grow your business, to increase your production, etc., then we should chat. Or if you are in Colorado Springs, or Hillary, you should reach out, send Hillary Johnson a private message, and or you can connect with her on her page. I'm sure you could send her a private message through there. Let's try one more time here. There we go. Okay, so this is a doc that Mike put together, Because every time we do something like this, we try to turn it into a system where we can, where we can duplicate it and replicate it for others in our organization who are interested. So let's see here. Let's see. All right. Well, you know what we're going to do? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to run with this. Oh, we need the form copy. That's what I needed. And then we're going to test different copy and a different image. So we're going to flip everything on its head. Do we have, Mike, do you have that? The copy for the forms. Would have been easier if we could use the existing forms. Let's see here. Or maybe I'm missing it. Is it on here and I'm missing it? Let's see in the chat. Form title. Well, we've got the privacy. Yeah, Mike, do you? Okay, here we go. Thank you. And thank you, page text. Just bear with us here. Oh, here's what I can do. I wasn't thinking we can copy it. I'm always looking for ways that we can shortcut the process. So what we can do is we can go to Hillary's Facebook page, go to publishing tools. Come on, Facebook, cooperate. Go to Forms Library. And I think this is the right one. All right, so we can grab that. Questions, page, headline. Now, and almost there. Sorry, bear with me, folks. The payoff will be worth it on this. That is your. And by the way, this is a great illustration of, this is the kind of thing that we end up doing for our partners, people in our organization, where you don't have to worry about a lot of this stuff. So we've gotten that now. We're going to have to do that one more time when we create variation number 2, but it'll be worth it. Springs, 15-mile radius. Done. Next. This is where we do the 3-ad split test. And because it's a buyer offer, we're going to also choose Instagram. Hillary, what would be the average commission, would you say, on one of these types of leads?
So it'd be about 12,000, I guess.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so 400 is kind of the average price. So
Okay.
oh yeah, 12, 16 actually. So 16,000. So no, I'm sorry, 12 is
Yeah, we'll put 12,000. I mean, that's a great conservative. And this is just something. This is something that StreetText includes in here to do calculations. It's got like a whole calculator and a way to look at, okay, how much would I need to invest to get X amount of ROI based upon the average home sale. So it's kind of a nice little added benefit with StreetText. So we're going to deploy that. And then we're going to make another variation. We're going to make another variation where we're going to use a different type of image, and we're going to use different language or different copy. Okay. So, and if you saw how easy it was, I know we had to go and find and copy things, but super easy to create these campaigns. And once you submit it, it goes to work and builds them out for you. So let's go back over here and see what some of the other variations. Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this text. And I'm just going to say, if you're not ready to buy a home now, but will be soon, we have a great new option for you. Then we're going to simply say, find out more here. And this time, we're going to use an interior image. And the reason why we're using this is we've used these images time and again. And for whatever reason, they tend to work really well with these types of campaigns. So we'll test it. And then what we can further test is this different copy for the body and the title with the image, that screenshot image with the houses dropped on it, right? So we can keep trying to beat the control, improve upon our metrics. We're going to change the lead form copy as page headline. we'll do the same thing here. Okay, so now we've got 6 new ad campaigns that we're going to let battle each other out to see which one sort of rises to the top or bubbles to the top here and wins. And so, like I said, tomorrow or early next week, we'll do a round 2 here of unpacking and digging into, you know, the results, which variations, and what other things we might test. Because anytime you're creating a lead generation type of campaign, there really only are a few different variables to test. The image is one, or the media assets. It could be an image, it could be a video. The copy or the text, and then lastly, the audience. Usually, or in every case, if you're not getting enough lead flow or lead opportunity, it's one or more of those things. So, you know, kind of slogged through that a little bit, but I hope that was helpful for you, whether you're using the platform already and looking for other ways to kind of troubleshoot and things to test ideas and concepts, or you've heard and seen us talking about it but haven't used it yet. In either scenario, if you need help, if you have questions, certainly reach out. If you're ready to get started with a trial, use the link in the description above or below this video. It's growwithjosh.com/ST. Be sure to reach out to me for the bonus resources and tools and so forth that we've put together on that. And then lastly, if you're interested in exploring what and how we're partnering with other agents and brokers to help them implement a blueprint for replacing their commission income and transaction income with referral fee income over 20 to 36 months or less, there's a link where you can schedule a call to chat about that as well. As always, thanks for spending some time here. Please share with others that might benefit, and don't hesitate to ask if there is anything at all